we are moving right along. 11 fights on the card tonight, so there is not a lot of time in between. We're already on the 4th fight of the evening. It is Farhad Hazratzada. I'm so sorry if I messed that one up. I'm really excited to see this guy tonight because I was looking at his record. He's got a good record as 5-2, but one thing I noticed, he hasn't fought MMA since 2018. So when you've had a layoff for that long, you got to wonder, first of all, why? And then how is he going to look after all this time? I saw that he has some great wins on his record. He's beaten some tough guys, but it has been almost 7 years since his last professional MMA fight. He did have a boxing fight in 2019 as well, so obviously he's well-rounded. I'm looking at his record, and he has 3 wins by KO or TKO and 2 submissions, so obviously he has skills everywhere. Woody, what do you know about this guy?
Well, I know very little, just like you. I know very little. I spoke a little bit to him in the back, mostly trying to pronounce his name, Farhad Hazratzada, and I don't know if I said that. I'm so sorry if I totally destroyed that name. But yeah, he speaks good English though, and he has a good energy, confidence about him. You know, maybe, you know, it's everybody's story is unique. It feels like his last fight was before COVID, and an interesting story about him. He doesn't train back where he used to train. Originally, where he started training in Afghanistan, that gym was actually blown up. And it's a very sad story because one of his teammates actually died in that, and he's been training overseas for a long time. And,
in Malaysia, I believe.
Yeah, maybe he's a coach. It makes sense. But let's welcome Farhad Hazratzada. There we see his opponent. He wears that cap. Didn't have a chance to ask him why. We've seen that in previous fights. That makes me believe he is a former military veteran. He's also a former national MMA champion. Now, if you're a national champion, it means you competed in the amateur scene. And he has 3 professional fights. All 3 are wins. And he's got some submissions. I believe his game is submission heavy. We're talking about Azizbek Toshmirzaev. Also spent a bit of a time asking him to help me to pronunciate his name. He's got a bit of a corner and entourage with him there. We see there one of the coaches who's based here in China with him. And at 25 years old, he's making his debut here at JCK. And I believe he'll look to get this fight to the ground and utilize his grappling heavy game.
Absolutely. Sorry about that. He looking at his record, he's 3-0, and all of his wins are by submission. But there's another thing. All of his opponents, he was fighting them in their debut. None of them had had any pro fights. So to me, that's like a big unknown. Okay, so this guy has, you know, he's 3-0, but all of his opponents were 0-0 at the time. So we don't really know how good he actually is. Now tonight, he is against an opponent with, you know, a legitimate record. 5-2 as a pro. It's going to be a real test. We'll see what this guy's all about tonight for sure.
Yeah, there's a lot of unknowns in this fight. We've got the younger guy who's got 3-0, who we don't really know the level of his opponents. And then we have the more senior 31-year-old who's got more experience but hasn't fought in many years.
We see a lot of support for Farhad in the comments right here. Appreciate the support, guys. This is our first and I believe only international fight where there's not a Chinese fighter fighting in the matchup.
On tonight's card, yeah, you're right. Welcome, Azizbek, the Hunter. That's the second Hunter, or that's the first Hunter on tonight's card. Let's have a look at the tape. We see the senior fighter has the reach advantage of 6 centimeters. Farhad having that reach advantage.
本场 JCK MMA Fight Night 男子羽量级的复赛交锋。 南方选手身高173公分，臂展175厘米，体重66.30公斤，年龄31岁，来自于 Elite MMA， 职业生涯战绩7战5胜2负。那么今天晚上是 JCK 战绝城的首秀 ，Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome the blue corner from Afghanistan. Gets ready for the king of the cage, Farhad Hazratzada. 本场比赛红方选手身高175公分，臂展169厘米，体重65.50公斤，年龄25岁，来自于 Fight Bazaar。MMA 综合格斗战绩3战全胜。那么今天晚上同样是他的 JCK 战绝城的首秀。Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome red corner from Uzbekistan. I give you the hunter, Azizbek Toshmirzaev. The referee who charged in this octagon is Mr. 白云峰。
Judge, time. Ready, fight!
All set for this featherweight matchup between Farhad Hazratzada in the blue and Azizbek Toshmirzaev, excuse me,
And
in the
they kicking
red.
things off with guns blazing. Azizbek there going with a head kick. Farhad giving an inside kick back. These guys are throwing with full power.
A lot of support, as I mentioned, for Farhad in the comments section of our live stream. People calling him coach. I guess you were right. He is coaching, I guess, out there in Malaysia. Measured approach here in the opening minute. Hard body kick.
Big body kick from Farhad there. Does feel like the speed advantage going to Azizbek.
Here's a shot by Azizbek. Let's see if he's able to complete it, and he does. You see Farhad using the butterfly to try to get to his feet, but is there a guillotine attack?
Doing an arm drag. Nice.
Farhad did a really good job of getting up to his feet after that one.
Whoa.
Hectic.
Both these guys are throwing hectic. Nice knee exchange. Both guys landing there. Another one from Farhad.
Definitely a fast pace to
Super
begin.
fast pace. And you got to think, if Farhad hasn't had a fight in a very long time, can he handle this pace?
Yeah, it's been almost 7 years since his last pro fight.
Nice knee to the body there.
So that means he was quite young the last time he fought. He's still only 31 years old.
We didn't get a chance to interview him. I'd love to hear his life story. Shit, it's got to be interesting, you know, like, and again, the fact that, you know, he had such a crazy, oh, beautiful punches on the exit.
Both guys throwing down hard. I have a
feeling
feeling.
throwing flurry of punches, now looking for a guillotine.
I have a feeling there's a high probability of a finish in this fight, just based on how these guys are throwing here in the first round.
It does feel like Farhad's starting to fade a little bit. Oh! As I say that, he drops it with a huge right hand. Azizbek trying to get up. Farhad looking to finish here. Can he?
Wow. That was a massive right hand that dropped Azizbek.
Oh,
huge
knee!
How well has Azizbek recovered? Let's take a look.
Tough as nails. There was a straight cross through the middle that dropped him.
That was a huge turning point in this first round. Azizbek looks like he's recovered quite well, though.
Both these guys looking so tired. Nice knee from Farhad again, goes to the head with a kick. 2 minutes, can you believe there's still 2 minutes left in this first round?
It's been a relentless pace for the first 3 minutes of this fight. Oh, I do not see this one going the full 3 rounds. Both guys are just putting everything into these shots.
Nice kick from Farhad. Farhad looking so fatigued, but he's the one walking forward and pushing the pace.
I really thought that right hand was going to be the end, just based on how he dropped. He dropped like flat back. I thought he was out.
So tough is Azizbek.
Nice knee to the body. That looked like it hurt him a little bit, because we saw Azizbek shoot immediately after. Warning from the ref for
nice
holding the
uppercuts.
fence. Farhad feels like he might have his man hurt here.
Yeah, but he's just relentless. Azizbek is still in the fight, but Azizbek is taking some deep breaths. his demeanor has changed.
Yeah, that body language is not good. He's turning away from the strikes.
A big punch there. He's looking at his corner.
That is not a good sign when a fighter starts to turn away from the strikes. That body language is not good. And here's another
beautiful takedown defense again from Farhad.
Well, that
now he's the one looking to turn the angle to the back, but
that was a little
Azizbek uses that to get up.
A little wild there. We saw a shot without much of a setup from Azizbek, and here these guys are just
the head movement, and you know, they're both fatigued, makes it so hard to land. Both these guys are rolling with their punches so much, but you feel one knee, one kick, one clean punch, and it could be everything. Oh, another head, knee.
He's turning away from his opponent.
Azizbek turning away. He's got to be careful. The referee might step in.
I mean, yeah, that's a really bad sign to show the referee. Some referees are not very tolerant of that sort of body language. 10 seconds left. I can't believe that we might see the end of the round.
That's insane. What a war it's been here in the first round between these two.
Stop!
Insane. Action-packed first round.
Now, who wants it more? That is the question. My goodness. And I thought maybe Farhad would be the one that would be.
Wow, I mean, the whole first round was a highlight. So let's see what they have for us with the production team here. Just swanging and banging, as it were. A slip there. I want to see the right hand.
That's the right hand that dropped him.
Yeah, just send him flying back. And I thought there was a real chance we'd see the end of the fight there. Farhad was pouring it on, just doing everything he could, but Azizbek, super tough.
Tough as nails, and you know, a little bit unorthodox in his defense, but somehow surviving.
Not the most technical exchanges we've ever seen.
And look, Farhad is the first one out, looking, staring, eager to go.
I mean, he's got to think that his opponent is still compromised.
Fight!
All set for round two between Farhad in the blue and Azizbek in the red. Now
he's got to respect the power of Azizbek. Azizbek is so fast and powerful.
One thing I saw that is slight cause for concern from Azizbek is a lot of those shots come with no setup. He's just ducking his head down and trying to collide with his opponent.
A big head kick, and Farhad now back on the pedal, pushing forward with the pressure. And Farhad has done really good with defending those takedown attempts.
Absolutely, he sees it coming.
Oh,
nice.
Another head kick attempt.
These shots are just coming with no setup
Azizbek's
at all.
trying so hard to get this fight to ground, but he might be. No, look at Farhad.
You can tell he's physically quite powerful though, because if he's able to get a hold of his opponent, you see here.
But Farhad still managed to get up, but now he's bringing him down. He's got the far side underhook.
Okay, so this is a much better scenario for Azizbek here.
He's got the underhook. Farhad will try to turn. Can he turn and get it? Yep, he's getting his hands back underneath him.
He needs to get an underhook here. If he can with that right arm.
Azizbek pulled the leg out.
Work!
Referees.
The referees
are very harsh. If you're not bringing the action on the floor, they will stand you up.
Yeah.
Nice little sweep.
That was beautiful.
Butterfly sweep there.
Elevated
and now this is not good for Azizbek.
It looks like Azizbek's. I've seen some worrying body language from Azizbek at times throughout. Like there, it looked like he just.
He's tired.
Yeah. And several times he was turning away in the first round from Farhad. This could be one of those scenarios where if Farhad just pours it on here, maybe he could get the finish. Those right hands.
Just need to stay active.
Not a lot on those shots right now.
A nice little knee to the body now would be delicious. Send some.
Yeah, you're right. A knee to the body here could score very well for Farhad. I suppose he is rather fatigued as well because these right hands are very light.
Yeah,
I feel like
just staying active.
I feel like if he just poured it on and smashed him here, he could get a finish.
The problem is if he doesn't, he might be gassed. You know, one of the biggest fears for fighters is gassing. Because once you're gassed, man, you're just a sandbag for the other guy. Which feels.
And he is in control here. Looks like he thought about attacking a submission. He has the back standing here. See if he can drag his opponent down to the mat.
Nice recovery. Swims in. Azizbek.
Work.
Short elbow from Farhad.
Based on that first round, I'm really surprised the fight has lasted this long.
I think both these guys are just exhausted.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, let's see.
Look, Aziz going
Every time Azizbek has gone for that front headlock attack, Farhad has been very aware and does a great job of fighting the hands right away. Failed takedown attempt from Azizbek. Looked like he thought about trying for some sort of leg attack, and now he's stuck on the bottom.
Oh, and he's going to go to full mount. This
Full
is very
mount.
bad for him. 1.5 minutes left here for Farhad. Big elbows.
This is a dangerous spot for Azizbek, and he's just in danger of being finished here, I believe.
Big elbows dropped here. Dropping the hammer.
It's a catch-22. If you turn and face your opponent, you're going to get elbowed. If you turn away from your opponent, he's attacking the choke. He's got the gift wrap here. And he's gift wrapping him some punches to the dome.
The referee telling him to fight back.
There just isn't a lot of power on those strikes.
But Azizbek needs to do something.
Elbows here.
Nice elbows.
Elbows here, I think, could finish the fight. A few more of those, and I think he could finish the fight, honestly.
Nice control here from Farhad.
Elbows
Big
here.
elbows being dropped now.
Elbows are going to finish the fight here.
The referee telling him to fight
sees
back.
it,
This could be.
but he does just enough to avoid being finished. Now he's going for the choke.
Oh, I think he has it in.
It looks like he might have it.
No.
Azizbek fights the hands and lives to
Big
fight
elbows,
on.
big elbows again.
Arm bars right there too. 10 seconds. Can he
Big
finish
elbows.
it? Can he go for it? Just a completely dominant position here for Farhad to end the second round.
Stop.
I feel like if
And
he had a
we
little
see
bit more time, he could have finished the fight there.
Azizbek needs to be picked up by his cornerman. Totally exhausted. Getting picked up to the stool.
Oh, that is not good. He
Literally
he just collapsed against the cage.
Okay, time. Okay? You win 2 rounds already. Chill. Take your time. And be careful, you want to take down.
Take a look at some of the action from the second round. We saw Azizbek did establish top position here briefly before being swept by Farhad. Farhad had a great position here, and I just feel like if he was able to really put a little bit more stake on those shots, he might have been able to finish there. But regardless, dominant round, especially at the end here.
Oh, man, maybe even a 10-8 round, you know?
That was
The referee
very
was
close.
so close to stepping in a couple of times.
Second out.
Let's see if Azizbek
Out.
can come out for this round.
Fight. Fight.
Both these guys absolutely exhausted. The pace they started with in the first round, just ridiculous.
Ready.
And they're still
Fight.
here in the third. Who would have thought?
Farhad does look to be the fresher man. Azizbek had pretty much completely collapsed in between rounds. I was even worried, would he
Nice
be able
kick.
to come out for the third? Here he is, though. Farhad came very close several times to finishing that fight in the second round.
And I think Farhad needs to close the gap because, you know, the closer, the more he can exchange, the more he'll be able to utilize the fact that he's a bit fresher. There you go, caught with a straight. Needs to be careful, needs to respect the power of Azizbek. Nice knee from Azizbek to the middle.
I think he should try to get
Another body punch.
the fight to the ground again because there is risk on the feet. Azizbek has this habit of turning away from his opponent and sometimes even like literally just running away.
Oh, goes for the knee, just misses. Beautiful sprawl at the end of it.
Farhad able to sprawl. Is he able to attack?
Gonna go for a knee, I think.
There was a moment there where it looked like he could have attacked the back. Maybe fatigue is a considerable
Now,
factor.
Azizbek, look, you know, he had some energy in the beginning of that round. Oh, another knee right to the midsection.
Oh, I think Azizbek
big.
is just done. Like,
I think he's
that
exhausted.
That was just a moment of, it looked like he almost gave up right there.
Fell down, totally exhausted here. Farhad needs to, if I'm in the corner of Farhad, I'll tell him to work the body non-stop. Forget about the head, just work the body, because Azizbek's absolutely exhausted.
I think one of these shots is just going to crumble him. I think the ref could stop it. The ref should stop it.
The ref's going to stop it. That's it. Totally exhausted. Farhad Hazratzada did amazing here. And I mean, we thought he might be the underdog. I picked him to win this fight between you and me, and who would have thought? After 7 years, congratulations, coach.
That's got to feel good coming back. Since, I mean, hadn't fought since COVID, comes back after coaching for so long, against the finish here tonight against a guy who was previously undefeated, takes the O away. And here, I think the biggest factor here was not the damage of these strikes, just fatigue and exhaustion and damage wearing on.
Just the tenacity,
like
the fortitude not to stop.
He just collapsed here, and you know, if I'm reffing that fight, as soon as I see a fighter drop like that, I think you got to call it.
Fighter. Blue corner. Blue corner.
接下来宣布比赛结果。本场男子 MMA 综合格斗规则与量级复赛的最终结果为：来自于阿富汗的南方选手法哈德·哈兹拉扎达，第3回合1分57秒 TKO 获胜。The winner is blue corner, win by technical knockout.